Greetings, this is Dwayne from CFRN, and today is the day that I get to say I'm caught up. We are going to recap the S&P 500 E-mini futures for April the 5th, 2012. See here, bottom of my screen, April 5th, 2012. Now, in this series of videos, we've not attempted to impress you with how many points you can make or how sharp or clever we are or any of that, right? Do you agree? Whatever. Here's my point. I'm going to move through this as quickly as I can. I know I always say that, but all I want to do is show you the trade setups, okay? If you come and take the free trial, cfrn.net/apply, you're going to see us taking these trades. If you become a partner, which means you own the indicators, you own the knowledge, you have access to, 125 plus hours of training videos, and everything else, the weekly trading zones that comes along with being a CFRN partner, then you're going to learn how to take these trades. If you've seen anything over this series of 7, 8, 9 videos, whatever it's been, because as of this video I'm caught up, so going forward there will be one a day instead of 2 a day. Now, we already have 176 public videos available. We recap the live trading room every single day. Go to youtube.com/Emini futures trading, and you get all 176 of those videos. youtube.com/Emini futures trading, one word. Or go to our site, the better way, cfrn.net, and on the right hand side of the page you'll see live trading room results. Click that link and that will take you to the 176 videos that I've mentioned. Okay? Alright, let's get rolling. This vertical line here tells us it's midnight Chicago time. We get a bearish cross. Price pulls back to the BBC. That's our trigger to go short. Why? Because the red line's below the green line. Never changes. Okay, I'm going to use my horizontal line tool to show you the pullback price of 13.89 and the ensuing drop to 13.85 and a quarter. Let's count it up. 13.89 minus 13.85.25, 3.75. Is that number starting to sound a little bit familiar to some of you guys? 3.75. If you go back and look at the videos again, I think you'll see it. Okay? Or maybe it's already just jumping out at you and go, wait a minute. It's 3.75, way too much of the time. Well, not too much of the time, but, well, anyway. If you have any questions, call me. Or send me an email, support@cfrn.net. Okay, we had a nice drop. We had a pullback. Okay, here's the first leg, pullback, second leg. Second leg doesn't take us to a lower low. So we got to be a wee bit suspicious of this pullback. But the purpose of this video is not to discuss the finer points of our trading methodology, but to simply point out every single trade setup that happens. So what am I going to do? I'm going to point this one out. It pulled back, and the MA1 was below the BBC, even though it was blue and climbing. We're going to say, hey, that was a short trigger. And if you took that short, boy, you might have been able to get 2 ticks. I digress. The pullback price was 88 and a quarter, and it dropped all the way to 87. So there was a 1.25 point drop. So could you have gotten a point? Maybe. Could you have gotten 3 ticks? Yeah. But for the purpose of this, we're going to say we got stopped out. Was there something there? Yes. What are the chances of you getting it? I don't know you. Well, I know some of you, but I don't know all of you. YouTube's a big place. All right, let's move on. We consider this trade a failed trade. We get a bullish cross, okay? Got a blue MA1 above the BBC, which is always green. And we know we're looking for a trigger to go long. The trigger is right there. Why not here or here or here or here or here? Well, come take the free trial and or become a partner, and I'll teach you that. Okay. Pullback price is $13.8875. The drawdown is $13.8750. That's a 1.25 point drawdown. $13.8875 to $13.8750 for 2 candles, and however minutes it took for that to transpire. You're a little bit nervous. We always use a 2-point stop on this trade setup. So your drawdown was 1.25, and then the trade went in your favor. And on the first little peak here, we can see that it went to 13.9475. So let's do the math. 94.75 minus 88.75. That's a little 6-point rally. A little, you say? Well, it's not. Depending upon how many contracts you trade, that could be a week's work. It could be a month. It could be a year's work. Think about it. It's all in the number of contracts that you trade. Okay. So this little rally here is good for 6 points, from here to here. Follow? Okay. Now we get a pullback, and that pullback is a long trigger. Okay. Now we get the trigger actually right here. All right. Entry there. 13.92.25. Price rallies up to 97.25. I think I can handle that without the calculator. 5 points. So far we've seen 3 3/4 points to the downside, a 2-point stop, a 6-point rally, and the 5-point rally. Okay. From here to here, 5 points. Now, is it reasonable to expect that you would get exactly 5 points? No. I've said that on almost every, I know I've said it on every video, and I've probably said it on almost every setup. Here, how would you know to get out at 6 points? Maybe you don't. Maybe you stay in. Maybe you ride it. Maybe you take the whole 11, or you get 10, or you get 9. Or maybe you see these 2 dojis, you get out, you fumble the exit, you only get 4 points. This is a 6-point move, and you only got 4. Worse things could happen, right? I think so. All right, moving on. Another long trigger right here. And the market goes flat, it's 3 dojis, and then it drops. Okay. Now, without looking at any of our other indicators, the cycle indicator, the DMT, the slingshot, the combo, weekly trading zones, none of that. We're just going to go, hey, the conditions said bullish and we enter on the pullback, and well, we got stopped out. No way to make that smell any different. We got stopped out. Okay, 2 points. All right, 2 points, waiting for the next setup. Bearish cross. Got a red MA1 below a green BBC. We're just looking for a trigger to go short. And we get our trigger to go short right here. Okay. That is 1394.75. The drawdown is to 1395.75. So you're sweating it out for a point. You got a 1 point drawdown. And then price drops to 89.50. So let's count it up. 1394.75 minus 1389.50. 5 1/4 points. $5.25. From this entry here, right there, to there, exactly 5 1/4. How do you get 5 1/4? I can't answer that. I can tell you how to get 2 or 3 or 4 out of it. I can actually tell you how to get 4 1/2. And I'm not just being cavalier, although I'm a pretty cavalier kind of guy. I'm just telling you the truth. See, a lot of so many of the emails you get and the websites you get sent to, they show you the charts and the graphs and all of this, and they go 5 1/4 point move, and they actually factor that into their results. Now, you're going to go to a page or in fine print, it's going to talk about the hypothetical trading and the all the disclaimers, and it's good that they do that. We do that. Everybody should say, hey, trading is risky. You could lose all your money, because that's the truth about trading. Okay? However, when it gets played up, that 5 1/4 point move, okay, people, even though there's a little tiny print that says this is hypothetical and this is what you could have done and there's no guarantee you could actually do this, what your mind registers is, man, I just made 5 1/4 points. I can quit my job and trade for a living if I can make 5 1/4 points in one trade. All right. Well, the truth is you can make 5 1/4 points in one trade. But for somebody to try to tell you that you know what I'm saying. So let's move on. From the entry to where the market turned back up, there was 5 1/4 points. Your skill level will get you out somewhere along the way. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, or you'll let it go all 5 1/4, and then it'll come all the way back up here, and you'll go, oh man. Then it'll come back down a little bit, and you'll jump out, and maybe you'll have 3 points. And you'll go, man, I left 2 1/4 points on the table. Worst things could happen. Trust me. All right. Price pulls back. Looking to go short. Okay. The short price, 1392.50. Profit potential, 1391 1/4. So you could have potentially taken a 1 1/4 out of this trade, potentially. I prefer to just say you got stopped out for 2 points, because that's probably closer to the truth of the matter. Fair enough? Okay. So you go short here, you get stopped out for your 2 points, and now over here we finally get, it takes it a while to come together, but we actually get handed Another stinker. Okay. There's a pullback. Looking to go long. We get long at 13.93. And price goes, uh-oh. It goes to 13.94. So in theory, could you have gotten 1 point or 3 ticks or 2 ticks out of that trade? Potentially. In theory. Yeah, I'm just going to call it a stop out. How about that? Okay. I don't know how to be any more realistic with you about this whole thing, because that's just the truth. I'm going to go ahead and show you what happened on Good Friday. I won't be recapping that whole thing, but it was not pretty. I didn't trade it, but in fact, this is the divider for midnight Chicago time. I'm going to make that go away just to give you a clearer view of what really happened. Okay. Now, we will always recommend that you not trade in front of a news event. There are some people that's their specialty, it's what they do, it's who they are, they trade the news. We don't. Okay? We just don't. We knew the unemployment report was coming out, or the employment numbers, and we know how volatile that can make the markets, and so our recommendation would be don't be in the market. If you're going to be in the market on a news event, then you have to anticipate big volatility. All right. Bearish pullback. We're going to measure this out just to see what it looks like. Okay. The pullback entry would have been 13.92. The drawdown would have been 2 3/4 points. So with our basic standard setup, the one you've been seeing me do over all these videos, you would have gotten stopped out by 3 ticks because the drawdown went from 92 to 94.25, 2 3/4 points. Okay, and it rips right around and does this. That's a 20-point trade. I know, I already counted it. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Happy Resurrection Sunday to all of you guys. Well, it's still Friday, so happy Good Friday to you. Have a great weekend. Spend lots of quality time with your family. Obviously, I will see you all in church on Sunday, right? And I'll see you back on the radio show Monday morning. Have a great weekend.